Hello friends, in this lecture we'll study what is private cloud. In the last lecture we studied that what is in the last lecture we studied public cloud. In this lecture we'll study what is private cloud, again second deployment model which we can choose. So what is private cloud? So private cloud consists of computing resources which are exclusively or used by one business or an organization only. Like in case of public cloud, we have seen that there is a multi-tenant environment and a number of customers are sharing the infra with each other. So it was kind of a multi-tenant environment where number of the example I shared that on a one physical box there might be 100 VMs and those 100 VMs could be used by the 20 organizations. But in case of private cloud, all those computing resources would be exclusively used by a particular organization only because it is totally private to you. It was publicly available, right? Even though you can create your own virtual private clouds with VPCs and VNets like within those, but that is again a public where you are using those shared infra in case of which is provided by the cloud provider. So in this particular deployment model, in case of private cloud, can be physically located either at your on-site data center or it can be hosted by a third-party service provider. But again, even if it is hosted by a third-party service provider, all the things are particularly dedicated to you only because you are having the control of this whole data. In case of private cloud, the services and the infrastructure is always maintained on a private network, and the hardware and the software are dedicatedly solely to your organization only. So, like I said, it totally depends on the compliance requirement or the regulatory requirements or in the way your organization is running business, right? Maybe it is compliant under PCI DSS or GXP or HIPAA. So depends on that. If you really like finance organizations or the organizations like government organizations wherein they deal with the nuclear studies and all those things, so you don't want that this kind of information should be leaked or the money is not a factor. So you are ready to spend the amount which is required in case of building your own infra, and then you'll be storing that particular sensitive information onto your infra because money is not a concern. The concern is that the only the data should not be leaked. So if such is the scenario where importance is more related to the sensitive data or to the security or to the ownership of the data, so in that case organizations prefer to have a private cloud rather than a public cloud. So it totally depends on your organization, the business, and the data you deal with. So on the basis of that, organizations take decision that what kind of deployment model they will be using to deploy the services and run the business. So private clouds are often used by, like I said, government agencies, financial institutes, or any mid to large organizations wherein business critical options, they are seeking and they need a enhanced control over their environment so that because organizations so there are certain organizations like which in which they need really the control onto the data. They need control on each and every layer. So in that case it is only possible if you own that infra, if you own everything, so that you can put controls according to you. In that case you have a surety inside that my data is not going anywhere, my data is within my data center and I'm taking care of that. So if that is the scenario, just go ahead and use the private cloud. And again, money is not a concern because again you are working all those things like maybe you are creating on-demand access, all those things. If you are having a feature, all these features within the, you can have a perfect cloud like this public cloud provides the service, and in the same way you can provide all those services internally to your customers. So what are the benefits of private cloud? So more flexibility in terms like organization can customize its cloud environment to meet the its specific needs. Improved security, like I said, because you are having more control, you can add controls as per your requirements. So resources are not shared with anyone. You're not using any kind of multi-tenant environment. So higher level of control and security is possible. High scalability in terms like private clouds, still affords the scalability and efficiency of the public cloud. So if you have customized your cloud in such a way, and you have the skill set and money to spend on, so you can reap the benefits of high scalability. So this is it, my dear friends, wherein we have studied about this second deployment model, which is private cloud. So a very short lecture. Hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We'll meet you in the next